Pharmacy technician missing in Manchester. Efforts are ongoing to locate 40-year-old Kidesia McLeod, a pharmacy technician from Allison District in Manchester, who has been reported missing. According to the Mandeville Police, McLeod was last seen on Tuesday, June 9th at approximately 1:11 p.m. while at work. She is described as being of brown complexion and slim build. At the time of her disappearance, she was wearing a white blouse, gray sweater, brown pants, and a pair of white slippers. Police say all attempts to contact McLeod since then have been unsuccessful, prompting concerns for her safety and well-being. Anyone with information regarding her whereabouts is being urged to contact the Mandeville Police Station at 876-961-5538, call the police emergency number, or report to the nearest police station. Indicom launches probe after 4 men killed in St. James police operation. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a formal inquiry into the fatal shooting of 4 men during a police operation in Retirement St. James on Wednesday morning. According to Indicom officials, the commission was notified of the incident shortly after it occurred and has since deployed a team of investigators to examine the circumstances surrounding the deaths. Early reports indicate that members of the security forces were conducting an operation in the community in search of men believed to be involved in a recent murder. During the course of the operation, police reportedly came under attack, which they say led to an exchange of gunfire. 4 men were shot during the ensuing confrontation. Emergency personnel pronounced them dead at the scene. Authorities have not yet released the identities of the deceased. As part of the ongoing investigation, investigators are expected to examine the scene, collect statements from witnesses and officers involved, and review all available forensic evidence, including ballistic reports and closed-circuit footage if present. The police have separately confirmed that their own internal inquiries are also continuing. Both agencies have appealed to members of the public who may have information about the incident to come forward. Wednesday's shooting adds to a growing list of fatal police shootings across the island, a trend that has kept Indicom engaged in repeated probes into the use of lethal force by security personnel. No further details have been released at this time. This story will be updated as more information becomes available. Two dead in separate police confrontations as Jamaica's fatal shootings mount. Tuesday was not just another day in Jamaica. It was a day of gunfire, sirens, and death. From the rural roads of Clarendon to the bustling community of Papine in St. Andrew, the crack of police bullets echoed, leaving 2 men dead and a cloud of questions hanging over yet another pair of armed confrontations with law enforcement. The sun had barely risen when violence erupted in the quiet district of Crofts Hill, Good Hope, Clarendon, around 5:20 a.m. While most families still slept, police reportedly encountered a man who would not live to see the morning through. He has been identified as Orlando Nemhard. What happened in those pre-dawn moments remains shrouded in the fog of official reports. Police claim Nemhard was shot and injured during an alleged armed confrontation with lawmen. He was rushed to Chapelton Hospital, but it was too late. Doctors pronounced him dead on arrival. At the scene, investigators say they recovered a .38 revolver loaded with 5 cartridges, a detail that, for police, justifies the trigger pulled in the darkness. But for those who knew Nemhard, the dawn brought only grief and unanswered questions. Hours later, and miles away in the land-lease community of Papine, the afternoon sun offered no peace. Around 4 p.m., police on routine patrol spotted a vehicle. What happened next unfolded in a blur of split-second decisions and deadly force. According to police reports, officers intercepted the car. Then, without warning, a passenger allegedly stepped out and opened fire at the police. Bullets flew both ways. 2 officers returned fire. The passenger, whose name had not been released up to press time, was struck. He collapsed on the tarmac, bleeding, as the sudden gunfight ended as quickly as it had begun. He too was pronounced dead at the hospital. At that scene, police say they recovered a Luger 9mm pistol and 9 rounds of ammunition. 2 men, 2 confrontations, 2 deaths. And yet, Tuesday's bloodshed is only the latest chapter in a far larger and more troubling story. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, has been notified of all fatal shootings involving Tuesday's incidents. Separate probes have been launched into each. But the numbers are staggering. As of June 9th, INDECOM was already investigating 143 fatal shootings involving members of the security forces since the start of the year. Heartbreak as teen stabbed in family dispute dies. Heartbreak has gripped the family of 13-year-old Excelsior High School student Camelia Paul, who died from injuries sustained in a stabbing during a family dispute on May 9th. Her mother, Josephine Mitchell, confirmed the devastating news, saying the pain is almost too much to bear after watching her child fight for life for more than a month. Camelia was stabbed in the stomach while trying to break up an altercation between a cousin and the father of the cousin's child in Bayshore Park, St. Andrew. The alleged attacker reportedly had a restraining order against him. Mitchell described her daughter as jovial and full of promise. She had spent Mother's Day watching the teen battle for her life after the stab wound severely damaged her liver. The accused, 29-year-old Kemar Mitchell, turned himself in to police on May 14. Five suspects killed, police officer injured in St. Catherine gun battle. A police operation in the quiet community of Kent Village, near the Bog Walk Gorge, turned deadly on Tuesday afternoon when law enforcement officers engaged armed suspects in a fierce gun battle that left 5 men dead and 1 police officer injured. The incident unfolded around 1:40 p.m. when a police team confronted several armed men in the area. Investigators have so far remained tight-lipped about the specific circumstances that led to the confrontation, and no further details have been released regarding what prompted the operation. What followed was a violent exchange of gunfire between the officers and the suspects. When the shooting subsided, 4 men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. Emergency responders rushed them to the Linstead Hospital, where they were later pronounced dead. 1 police officer involved in the operation also sustained injuries during the shootout. Authorities have not disclosed the extent of the officer's wounds or their current medical condition. Following the deadly encounter, police reported that 2 firearms were recovered from the scene. The shooting prompted the immediate closure of the Bog Walk Gorge, a critical thoroughfare that connects several sections of the island. As of news time, the roadway remained shut down as forensic teams processed the crime scene and investigators continued their work.
Reggae icon Buju Banton is expressing gratitude after receiving the key to the city of Tamarack and the key to Broward County in a historic honor celebrating his contributions to music and culture. Taking to social media following the presentation, the Gargamel reflected on the milestone, writing, "Resilience, perseverance, and faith." He also acknowledged the individuals who helped make the moment possible, extending thanks to Vice Mayor Marlon Bolton and Broward County Commissioner Alexander Davis for their support. Buju Banton officially received the prestigious honors on Saturday, June 6th at the Tamarack Sports Complex during the city's Yard on the Lawn Music Festival. The event doubled as an official Caribbean American Heritage Month celebration. The honor comes at an exciting time in the Gargamel's career as he prepares to embark on his 2026 summer tour alongside fellow reggae star Stephen Marley, scheduled to commence on June 17th and the release of his 13th studio album, slated for release on July 17.